Good evening, friends. Today I'm back again with a very interesting topic about Corona and how these five elements of Earth is going to affect Corona. And in a way, trying to analyze how these five elements are classified among different rashis, and then subsequently, which rashis are going to get most affected by this Corona. So you got to be aware about the effects of corona on these rashis, and then subsequently we will also dwell upon little bit about your chart, your birth chart, how you have to look at your birth chart and relate to this rashis. And lastly, we will talk about resolutions, how you have to plan for this corona. So let's go quickly into analyzing what are these five elements. So five elements generally, it's fire, earth, air, water and space. So you have four of these elements classified as rashis. Space generally doesn't make it to rashis simply because they don't have any kind of gravitational pull and they don't have any direct significance to this birth chart or to human beings. So now we will touch a little bit about space little later towards the end, but now we quickly jump into the chart. So what does your chart say? I have drawn a very clear Kalapurusha chart where it starts with Mesha Lagna and all the 12 rashis are written one by one. So it's a North Indian Rashi chart, so you have to go anti-clockwise. So after Mesh it is Rishabh, the second house, the third house is Mithun, the fourth house is Kark, fifth house is Simha, sixth house is Kanya, seventh house is Tula, 8th house is Vrishchak, 9th house is Dhanu, 10th is Makar, 11th is Kumbh, 12th Meena. So I'm just trying to describe these houses so that some of them are, some of my audience are from South India, so they do understand that South India chart goes clockwise. So this is just to clarify that part. Now, these you can clearly see I have tried to write all the relevant rashis to the five elements. So fire, the fire element, there are three of them: Mesh, Simha and Dhanu. You can see the green color marking. So I have tried to separate it out so that you can clearly understand. The next is the earth elements: Rishabh, Kanya and Makar. So these are normally associated with earth elements. Air, Mithun, Thula and Kumbh. So air elements, the Vayu, that is related to these three rashis. And the fourth is the water sign: Karak, Vrishchak and Meena. So all these are water signs. So what does it say? What is Corona? Corona is generally traveling very fast, majorly by two mediums, by human beings, where it is physical medium like earth signs, and also it is some amount of percentage gets traveled by medium of air, some droplets when you sneeze, cough, in the air. So that's why you're wearing all your mask. So the most affected signs, where about these rashis, you would have guessed it correctly, are going to be earth and air signs, possibly because both these signs, are very much one of the, the grounded, and they are more. It is when you do five elements research on these signs, they seem to have more of the bonding towards, like all the earth signs are very grounded species. That is also because they have lot of, if you dwell scientifically, they seem to have a lot of earth elements in them when you classify that. And secondly, the Mithun Rashi, the Tula Rashi and Kumbh Rashi, they are air signs. Air signs is like Vayu. So they seem to have more of the air breeziness, smooth sailing, they're quick-minded, they quickly travel. So, and light, they are very light on the feet. So these two signs, when they classify these things. So both these people, the earth signs and the air signs are going to mostly get affected. So these five elements, when you apply to these two signs, are going to be most affected. Okay, so what are going to be the least affected? Water sign. So generally water stays away from land, as well as it cannot mix with air, so they are generally away from both these, so they generally are going to be least affected. And also the fire signs, they produce high temperature, they are pretty aggressive, and so they also will be not that much affected compared to these two signs. So these two signs generally are supposed to be relatively very, very careful. Okay, so now going to your, this is how I would like to explain. So going to your chart, so third house and eighth house also play a significant part. So these rashis, the earth and air signs, if you relate to your third and eighth house, third house denotes your chest, lungs area. First is your head, second is your throat area, third is your chest area. So chest area, lungs. So you got to be careful if your third house is not properly placed or it's very badly affected. And also eighth house, because eighth is the ayusthana, mrityusthana, how your death is. So your third and eighth house holds a lot of significance here. So just check in case you don't have any malefic effects on these two houses. Okay, so I hope you got some idea about how to link the corona to your chart as well as the current situation. Now, so are you guys getting very scared? Is there no resolution? No, that's not what I meant. All I'm saying that you got to be a little bit careful about what you are going to face. So these earth and air signs have to be a little bit more careful compared to the fire and water signs. In terms of resolution, please follow strict medical advice. So social distancing, wearing a face mask is a must. Don't ever compromise on that. Second, drink plenty of hot water. So why hot isn't green? So again, when earth and air signs are in trouble, you always have to go back to the fire elements. There will always be solution in the other two elements. So ultimately, our human body components are made up of these 5 elements. So at some point of time, if there is any problem on the other two, so hot is again a fire, and water, obviously it's a water. Water, when it's hot, it can treat this, or it can prevent or delay the process of setting up of corona. So that builds your immunity. Okay, so third, so it's related to second point. Like I want to tell you, always look for solution within 5 elements of earth. So last point, so quantum physics, is there any connection between space, quantum physics? Yes. So when you are on earth, you are bounded by a certain time frame, certain elements, the effects of these, all the components which are bounded within this universe that is called earth. The moment you move out of it, you cross the space and then go to other side of the world. So our earth becomes another element. So all these things become insignificant. So there is maybe more solution to our problems through means of quantum physics. We will learn about little bit more much later. So that's all I would like to share with you, friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Have a nice Sunday. Thank you.